Sorry, guys. There we go. Bear with me, I'm just having some trouble recording this. Okay, here we go, reset. So easy breathing. Think of inhaling from the belly, the side body, and into the back. Expanding into the rib cage and all the way up into the throat. And just kind of notice how that feels today. Whether it feels easy, whether it feels a bit tight or restricted. And just see if you can bring some more awareness to that breath and some more fullness to it. Think about lengthening your exhale. And allow the very end of the exhale to just squeeze a bit of air out. So just use your abdominals to just finish that exhale with a little bit of energy, a little bit of effort. Now take your awareness to any tight spots in the body. Could be into the lower back, could be into the shoulders, maybe the neck, a hip, a knee. And just send your breath there. Imagine as you're inhaling, you're creating space. And as you're exhaling, you're creating softness. So sometimes the tension in the body, tension in areas of the body that we feel, sometimes that's more a holding pattern. And by breathing into that with mobility, we can allow some of that to let go. Sometimes it's more scar tissue or true tightness, but a lot of times we can make a change by undoing tension as opposed to working at movement. So just one more full deep breath in. And a full exhale. Just starting to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Bringing a little bit of movement and awareness in the body. And then when you're ready, just inhale and hug those knees to chest. Relax through the groin, the hips. Relax through the ankles and just rock and roll along the spine. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze or hug those knees in towards your chest a little bit more. If you want, you can even lift your head and curl up into a little ball. Full exhale, lower down. On your next inhale, we'll straighten that right leg long. Hug that left knee in towards your chest. Apologies for the volume there. So right knee's hugging in towards the chest, left knee or left leg's nice and long. Take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, hug that right knee in towards you a little more. Reach that left leg long like you're standing on it. Flex your left foot and reach out through the heel. Take the outside of the right knee with your left hand, and as you exhale, draw that right knee across the body into a long twist. Right arm can come to a T, your gaze can come towards the ceiling or turning the head towards the right. Think about lengthening through the spine and tucking the ribs in the body. You can have that left hand on the outside of the right knee, and you can adjust that leg as you like. So just breathing into this twist, remembering the twist comes through the pelvis, the hips, ideally through the rib cage in the middle upper back, but the length is maintained in your lower back. So just take a little bit off that twist if you find it's too much strain down into the lower back. Long exhales, thinking of the length and softening into that twist. On your next inhale, let's unwind. Hug both knees in towards the chest again. Just notice what you notice. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, straighten that right leg long. Give that knee a hug into the chest, the left one. Stretch your right leg long. Make sure that lower back is connected into the mat. Shoulders are drawn away from your ears. As you inhale, think of lengthening the right leg, and as you exhale, soften the left knee to chest. Trying to relax through the groin. Take the outside of the left knee with your right hand and just softly draw that leg across body into a right twist. Adjust as you need to in terms of the height of that left knee. Left arm can come to T. Your gaze could be towards the ceiling, or if you wanted to increase the twist, turn and look over your left shoulder. Inhale for length of the spine, and exhale for softness into the twist. Look towards that lengthening through the outside of your left hip, through the middle upper back, but again, make sure there's not too much pressure on your lower back. Just adjust a little. Sometimes even bending that bottom right knee helps take some pressure off. One more deep breath in here. And exhale. Let's inhale back through center. We can go knees into chest. We're going to rock and roll and come up into standing, whatever way that works for you. And all the way up into standing. So we'll find Tadasana here. So mountain pose, so nice and tall, feet are hip width apart. Just lift and try and spread your toes. So we should be able to see space between the toes. If you don't, that's something to work on. It means those feet are tight if you can't spread those toes. On your next inhale, just take those arms all the way up overhead. Take a hold of that left wrist and just side bend towards the right. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, soften a little more. Inhale back through center and then relax those arms down. Take another inhale, take those arms all the way up. And then exhale, side bend left. Nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale back through center, relax those arms down. We'll just move through a nice easy flow. So we'll inhale, take the arms all the way up. Connect the hands, slight arch of the back, look up. Exhale, hands down through heart center, soften your knees and just come into a forward fold. Let your head hang and generously bend your knees so there's not too much tension in the hamstrings. As you inhale, just lift the chest, the fingertips or hands to the shins or thighs, half back. And exhale, soften into that fold. Inhale, place your hands on the mat, step back into your plank. Lower down through your plank or drop the knees first all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders back. Just come up into a nice little baby cobra. Take a nice inhale here. And exhale, lower. Come through your knees, tuck your toes, and up into your down dog. So hips towards the ceiling. And just pedal your feet a little bit here. Just find some length in your spine. You want to root into your index finger and your thumb, fingers spread wide, and really hug those biceps towards your ears. Think about lifting your hips towards the ceiling and chest towards thighs. So coming to stillness in your down dog and find that beautiful length in that inverted triangle. Let's walk or hop your feet back up to the top of the mat. Relax into your forward fold. Really soften here. Let that spine just round out from the hips. Inhale, find that half back stretch. Exhale, fold. And then we'll just roll up one vertebrae at a time all the way to standing. Good. Back up to Tadasana. Inhale, take the arms all the way up overhead. A little bit of a back bend. Lift the chest. Exhale, hands through heart center. Relax into your fold. Inhale, half back stretch. Roll the shoulders back, find length in the spine. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. And as you inhale, step back, plank. Lower through your knees or full chaturanga all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Let's take an extra breath here. Roll the shoulders back. Allow the front of the hips to relax. Exhale, come back through child's pose. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips, upward dog. Again, find length. Play around in that downward dog. And we'll walk those feet up towards the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. We'll inhale into your half back stretch. Exhale, fold once more. And inhale, roll the body all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Now we'll take the feet wide on your yoga mat. You can turn your toes out a little bit if you like. And we're just going to soften down into Malasana or a full squat. So you can take your hands to heart center if you like. And then take a big inhale. And as you exhale, just slowly lower down into that full squat. Now just explore here. See if you can just relax your body here. So this is definitely not a squat hold. You can move from side to side. You can turn the hips in and out. You can use your elbows as levers. And then coming to stillness, I'm going to place our left hand down in front and we're going to reach that arm up towards the ceiling. So I'm twisting through the spine, but staying into that squat. Just going to adjust this here. So just what you can find available here. So you can use that left arm as a lever. If that's too much on the right arm, you can drop the arm and just provide the twist from below. And then come back to center. Lift your heels and just relax into your hips and knees a little just to give things a bit of a break from that stretch. And then see if you can drop your heels again. Place the right arm there and reach up into that twist to the left. So don't worry about this looking pretty or feeling pretty. Just find where that movement is. Remember, you need to be able to keep breathing. If you can't breathe, it's too much and you can back off. Good, and then just relax that hand down. You can lift your heels and kind of circle through those hips. Awesome. Let's walk the feet back in. Come up into that forward fold. So soften your knees. So we're back in standing here. And then again, let's inhale and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Good, back to Tadasana. And let's move through another flow we'll add on. So inhale, take the arms all the way up. Exhale through heart center, bend the knees and fold, let the head hang. Inhale, half back stretch. Exhale, fold, step back to your plank. Knees can come down or lower all the way down to your belly and tuck your toes. Roll the shoulders back, plant the hands. Baby cobra or upward dog. Being able to breathe here. And then we'll exhale back through child's pose. Lift the hips, downward dog. Take a breath in downward dog. Find that length. And on your next inhale, see if you can lift that right leg towards the ceiling, three-legged dog, and then sweep it through so it comes up towards your right hand. Drop your left knee and tuck your toes. We'll come up into a crescent lunge here. So inhale, take those arms all the way up. Back knees down. And then find the posture that works best for you. So if it's too much pressure in your lower back, just back off a little. If your lower back seems fine, you can lunge into that a little further. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and try and straighten your elbows. And maybe lift the upper chest and your gaze. Full breath here. Feeling that length in the back leg. Let's exhale, take your hands down. Let's take that right knee back so you're on hands and knees. So find your hands and knees here, and we'll move through cat and cow. So inhaling, lifting the gaze, arching the spine, rolling the shoulders back. And exhaling, rounding the spine, dropping the head, tucking the tailbone and reaching between your shoulder blades. Reversing that as you inhale, roll the shoulders back. Think about arching the middle back, the upper back, not just the lower back. And rounding, hang the head, tuck the tail, press between the shoulder blades. And round. One more. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Really almost pull those hands back on your mat. So the shoulders come back, shoulder blades come back, chest lifts. And then exhale, round. Find neutral once more. And as we inhale next, we'll lift back up into downward dog. So you can pedal your feet again here in downward dog. Find some length. You may need to adjust the length of your downward dog here. This time we'll lift that left leg towards the ceiling and we'll sweep it through towards your left hand and drop your right knee. Untuck your right toes. Find some alignment there. We can inhale, lift those arms up. Knee down, crescent pose on the left. So ideally, make sure both hips are facing forward and just tuck the belly just a little bit. Make sure it's not all through your lower back. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and just find your breath here. So full inhales, full exhales. I can soften into that right thigh and lengthen. Good, let's exhale, drop those hands to the mat, untuck the toes. Let's step your left leg back into your downward dog. Pedal your feet, explore that down dog. And on your next inhale, let's walk yourself up to your forward fold. Relax down into your forward fold. Let your head hang. Inhale into that half back length. Exhale into your fold. And then inhaling to roll all the way up. Lovely. Okay, in our Tadasana here, we're going to, as best you can, you're going to cross your left foot over your right and line up your pinky sides of your feet. Okay? Bend your knees to undo some of that tension. It's a little bit of a balance trick, and we're going to go into our forward fold from here. So definitely bend those knees. But we'll inhale, take the arms up. Exhale down through heart center, bend the knees, and then find your forward fold here. Watch that your toes don't drift off the mat too much. Try and anchor your toes into the mat and try and keep the weight into both feet. And you should feel quite a nice pull in that back hamstring. So breathe into that, but bend the knees so it's not too much. You can relax your chest on your thighs. And then from here, let's walk our hands to the left, getting a little bit of purchase on the left so you can kind of press in your hands a bit. I have to readjust because that right foot wants to roll off the mat and I want to keep it connected. And can I ever get a nice lengthening through that right side? But again, my knees are bent so it's not too intense and it's not just a passive stretch. I have some control. Take a nice breath here with hands walk to the left. Relax the shoulders. Then inhale through center and walk your hands to the right, which should be a lot more friendly and easy as you walk your hands to the right. So again, breathing into that. So this is really nice outside quad, glute, IT area. Walk your hands to center and then press or put some weight into your hands and uncross your feet. And bend those knees, bring your feet nice and wide. And just shimmy your hips left to right. So just reach back into one hip, back into the other. And then we'll just roll back up to standing. And just kind of shake that out there. I find that's intense, but can be really helpful for the outsides of those hips. So let's try that other side. So planted on the left, crossing right foot over, seal the pinky sides of your feet as best you can, bend through the knees and try and square up through the hips. We'll inhale, arms up, exhale down through heart center, bend the knees, and place those hands on the floor if you can. So just again, notice what you notice there rather. Let your chest relax to your thighs. And then we'll take a nice inhale and walk our hands towards the right. Remembering that one side might be totally different than the left, so I can't nearly go the same here. I'm going to try and anchor both feet to the floor, to the mat still. Relaxing my shoulders, relaxing my upper body, bending the knees to take some of that tension off. I'm going to inhale back through center and walk my hands to the left. Again, a little bit easier this way, but I can send my hips to the right. Think about relaxing through the sits bones area, the deep glutes. You don't want to be tucking your tailbone too much here. You want to let that relax. Think length. And then we'll unwind, come back through center, uncross your legs, bend the knees, take some weight into your hands, and just shimmy around through those hips. Good. We'll take the feet back hip width apart. We're going to bend the knees and just roll all the way onto your bum. And then we'll roll all the way down to your back. And we'll draw those knees into your chest again. Rock a little from side to side. And we'll just finish that off, complementing what we did in standing with a figure 4 type stretch. So let's cross that right ankle over your left thigh. Find that nice turned out position of your hip. You can take your right hand to your right knee if you like to move that away. And if you're okay here, you can hold behind the left thigh, relax your head and shoulders back down, and give that a draw towards you. So keeping hips, pelvis, spine square, shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, think of length of the spine, tailbone to the mat. And as you exhale, think of softening that left thigh and therefore that right leg towards you. Breathing into that. Unwinding there. Both feet on the mat, mat width apart, and just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Just noticing what you notice there. Turning in, turning out at your hips. Back up through center, and we'll cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Find the alignment first. You can draw that left knee away from you with your left hand, but keeping the pelvis anchored towards your mat. Either staying here or taking an inhale and holding behind that right knee, relaxing head and shoulders down to the mat and giving that a draw towards you. So try and keep the left knee wide. You can relax the right knee. Inhaling for length, especially of the spine and the tailbone towards the mat. And as you exhale, softening the thigh towards you. This winds up that left hip pretty good. In through your inner thigh, your adductors, your hamstrings. And just making sure you're breathing with it. Notice if you're rolling a little to the left, make sure you're centered. One more nice inhale. And exhale, and you can unwind. A few windshield wipers from side to side. If there's anything else you'd like to do before we move into Shavasana, now's a great time. Happy baby, sleeping pigeon, if there's any pose that would feel good right now. Otherwise, you can move into a resting Shavasana just for 2 or 3 minutes, just to connect back to your breath. Sometimes it's nice to have one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and just seeing if you can breathe in through the belly and rib cage first before you feel your hand on your chest ride. Just nice, easy breathing there. Allow your body to soften, your thoughts to quiet, and see if you can spend just 2 or 3 minutes connecting to just the feeling of the breath, stillness of the body.